Hey, you know that feeling that you're stuck, that life keeps getting you down, that you can't get out of that vicious cycle of bullshit, of all this crap and more? It's sometimes overwhelming. You can get out of it. You can change. You can decide that you've had enough and you want to make a change. Living a creative, adventurous life sometimes seems so far out of reach. It doesn't have to. It takes making a choice, a decision to live each moment, to remind yourself that even when life is kicking you when you're down, you have the ability to choose. Sometimes, though, it's easier with help. Someone in your corner, someone who's been down and gotten up for the eighth time, someone to show you that you also can do it. We'll work with you and help you break out of those old habits, to help you figure out what's the best way for you to change your thought process. We're all different. We can't all use the same systems. Sometimes we have to try several methods before you find that thing that that flips that switch in our minds and in our hearts. That switch that goes between I can't do this to oh hell's yes, I am going to do this. And believe me, as ridiculous as it seems right now, it's truly that simple. The trouble is us. We stop ourselves. We find reasons, logical excuses, purposeful distractions that really aren't that purposeful, and on and on and on. Acknowledging and accepting that we do all this crap to ourselves is the first step. How do you know that that we're the ones that you want to work with? Believe me, I think and I believe that you have to find someone you connect with, someone who's your soul resonates with, someone who speaks your language. And in order to do that, I guess you kind of need to know who you're going to be working with. Let me tell you a little bit about us. Roy and I grew up in completely different ways. We have different ways of approaching the things that we do in life. Roy is the only child of a single mother. He started working when he was 8 years old. Odd jobs around the campground where they lived in a tiny little trailer. He grew up spending his summers in the local library because his mom could not afford childcare. He spent a lot of time with the older generation in his mother's church, learning about life from those who had been there and done that, seen it, and lived life. He asked them a lot of questions and got a lot of feedback on how life is. Even though he grew up with very little in the way of material things, Roy's an amazing man. He succeeds because he puts his heart and soul into whatever it is that he wants to accomplish. He becomes proficient in everything that he tries, sports, business, and in life. He goes all in. I grew up traveling the world. My father's in the oil industry. I've been halfway around the world before I was 13. I was immersed in all kinds of cultures. I spoke Spanish before I spoke English. Spoke French because we lived in France for a few years. I never wanted for anything. I lived a pretty cushy life, spoiled even. But when my parents got divorced when I was 15, my world dramatically changed. I saw my mother, who had always been a housewife, even though she went to college and had a college education, come into her own out of necessity, working 3 jobs, trying to maintain that same standard of living. I started working at 15, not because she asked me to, but because I thought I needed to help. And I had always floated through life, trying new things, never focusing on one thing. I used to think that this way of doing things was wrong, or bad, or undisciplined. Everyone always told me I needed to focus, to work on just one thing. And it took me a long time to know that doing just one thing is not me. I'm not like that. I thrive on doing all kinds of things, on all kinds of things to work on all kinds of things to think on, to learn on, to accomplish. Some things I don't finish. I did them until I got bored. Some may say that I'm not proficient in anything, in everything that I try, and they're correct. But here's the thing. I learned enough about myself to know that if it wasn't something I was completely passionate about, I just enjoyed learning it, finding out about it, and then letting it go. Why should I force myself to become proficient in something that I wasn't excited about? If I'm bored, I don't do my best. If I'm passionate about something, I'm all in. I put everything I have into it. I want you to know this about us. And understand that although we have different upbringings and different approaches to accomplishing all the things we want in life, we still succeed in living a creative and adventurous life. The same is possible for you. All you have to do is decide that you truly want to change. Or is it just a passing fancy? I'm going to be honest, this isn't for everyone. True change and success takes hard work, constant diligence, making the choice to make a change. You know, I've fallen so many times, I've lost count. Every day still, I look in the mirror and I tell myself I will succeed. I write out and journal my goals in present tense. I do the mental gymnastics with myself every day. You can't do this. How stupid is this? What the fuck are you thinking? But you know what? I also tell myself I can do this. I am doing this. I am succeeding. And you telling me otherwise just makes me want to fight and work harder. It's a constant battle. You know what? If you do want to make the change, if you're ready to do the hard work that's necessary for the change, then reach out to us. Tell us that you're ready for the change. Tell us that you're ready for this change in your life. Send us an email or start taking one of our introductory classes. Start right now. Don't let the excuses get the better of you. Make a difference in your life. Start now on your creative, adventurous life. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Talk to you later.